You've reached Conversation with Mr. A. This is your host, Anthony Abastilla. Thank you for listening. Let's get right to the episode. Welcome to Conversations with Mr. A. This is your host, Anthony Abastilla. So for this edition, I have a very special guest. When I worked at Chimacum several years ago, one of the students I worked with, her name is Rylee Jo Spainhower, and it's awesome. She was a ninth grader when I was there. She recently graduated. Rylee, thank you for being here, and congratulations on graduating this year.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So, Rylee, tell me a little bit about yourself to start off with. As far as, you were in Chimacum you've been in Chimacum your whole life?
Mm-hmm. I have, yeah. I've been in Chimacum since I was in preschool. All over the years was at Chimacum. My mom was a teacher at Chimacum in the primary and middle school and high school. Everyone on my dad's side of the family went to Chimacum, graduated from Chimacum. Just recently moved to Paulsbo a few months before the school year ended, and just trying to figure it all out.
So looking back over your 4 years in high school, what stands out the most for you?
Definitely the tight-knit, close community. I think it's really good to have that when you're young and growing up around all the same people. You always have someone to fall back on, and there's so many resources and people to reach out to. But it's definitely good to, expand and grow out of that when you get older and when you graduate. Like, I think that's a really big thing, especially for people in Chimacum you can love it or hate it, and you can always come back to it, but I think it's really good to, get out of a small town and meet new people and try new things. So I think that's like the biggest thing.
What were some of your favorite memories?
Definitely playing sports. I've been an athlete my whole life, so again, having that small community, not stressing about meeting this certain standard or having to be the best all the time. Everyone kind of grew with each other and definitely supported one another, and I think that was the thing that I enjoyed the most. And we had coaches that cared about every single individual, not just worrying about the team and who's the best at all the time, but really sitting there and getting to know each of the athletes. I think that was a really big thing.
What was your biggest challenge during high school?
Oh, my biggest challenge, I definitely was such a slacker in high school. I was terrible. I could not keep up on my grades. I did not have very good time management skills. But going into college, I definitely need to learn that. And I think that's one of the shifts or an adjustment that I know that I need to make, but also with my move and not being in Chimacum, not being at home, I've had a lot of time to myself and kind of had to learn to do things on my own more than before. And I've definitely gotten a little bit of practice at really just being an adult before the move, but that's definitely something I struggled with big time. But I'm learning, and I'm making baby steps and making those adjustments. So,
how did you get through that? I imagine you had some times where you probably doubted yourself. How did you get through it? What motivated you? What turned it around?
I don't know that there's one thing that I could pinpoint where it was this is my motivation. I just knew things had to get done no matter how much I procrastinated or thought about it over and over and over again. But I definitely have some really great people that I surround myself with, my family, who are just always like constantly working the hardest that they can and like trying to be the best versions of themselves. So I think having those people around me just like made me realize like, oh, I can be the same way. I just need to like figure that out on my own, and like I have to want to be better and like make those changes. So I think a lot of it was like myself. I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's like one thing that I can pinpoint like what made me like make that switch, but I just knew that it needed to happen if I wanted to accomplish the things that I know that I want to accomplish. Like, you got to get the hard stuff done first before all the fun stuff. So
Now, graduating, you're going to Wazoo. Congratulations.
thank you.
What are you planning on studying when you get to Washington State University?
So I'm going into the sports medicine program at WSU, and I got to get my prerequisites done first, so that'll be my freshman, sophomore year, and then I'll actually like get to start like going into classes for my program. But I've been around sports my entire life, like so has everyone in my family, so it's definitely had like the biggest impact, and like I think a lot of like my happiness and like joy that I've found in myself comes from athletics. So I knew like since I was little that's what I wanted to do. I just didn't know like an exact job or like what field exactly I wanted to go into, and I'm still trying to figure that out. But I've done a lot of coaching. I've done a lot of like community service and in that field with like younger athletes. I think like athletic mental health is a huge part that people don't look at. A lot of people just look at like skill and like how much that you want to be there. But I think athlete mental health is a really big thing. So that's like something else that I've looked into as like a possible career, is just like being on that side of things rather than like the physical stuff.
So you were saying about athletics, so mental health is a big one. Can you kind of elaborate a little bit on that?
Well, I definitely struggle with that a lot when I was younger. I mean, I think there's a lot of pressure no matter what you do. Like if you really, really enjoy something and you're, trying to make a career out of it or trying to make like a living from it, there's always constant pressure, whether it's yourself or the other people around you, to just like be the best no matter what. And everyone's going to have ups and downs and you're going to like hit roadblocks. But I definitely like had a lot of doubt in myself and was feeling pretty bad about myself my sophomore year. Just due to people in the sports that I was in. But I removed myself from the situation. I stood up for myself, which I was taught to do from a young age. But I just think it's really important, and there needs to be like more light shown on it, that it is a problem and a lot of people struggle with it. So it's not just about like how good you are and your rankings and all the things and like all the numbers, but it really comes down to who you are as a person too.
You mentioned you had some struggles, especially in sports. Throughout the high school years, were there any teachers, staff members, those that were helpful for you those last several years?
Oh, definitely. Coaches, obviously. I feel like my coaches had a bigger impact than my teachers, which I hate to say, but I feel like a lot of teachers or staff in schools sometimes are really just there to be like, a guide or a mentor for what they're teaching and like what they know and what they're good at as far as schooling wise, like as far as your academics. But my coaches definitely gave a lot of good like life advice, rather than just like being so like drawn and focused on the sport. And critiquing your skill, but gave a lot of really good life advice and were kind of just always there to lean on. My teachers were great too. I think it's really important that, like, to me, a good teacher or a good, staff member or whatever is like someone that will really sit there and like try to connect with their students rather than just be there and be like, okay, this is what you're learning today. This is what I'm teaching. And like, that's that. But someone who like will really sit there and, try to connect with their students on a different level. And I definitely found that in Chimacum with having that small community and people that were really dedicated to getting to know their students.
You mentioned about coaches giving you a lot of life advice. What were some of the best pieces of life advice you were given?
Oh my gosh, there's just so many. I don't even know if I could pinpoint one exactly. My soccer coach, Coach Rob, definitely had like the biggest impact on my life, like entirely. And I think that he was able to share with myself and my teammates like the struggles that he went through, and like he's been an athlete his entire life. And so I think seeing that and hearing that from like an older perspective really was like eye-opening. And honestly, I feel like he just pushed us to be better people rather than was always trying to push like being a better athlete on us. And I mean, as a male coach too, teaching and coaching women athletes, it can be like really hard because there's definitely a what's the word? Like not understanding, but there's like a
disconnect.
Yeah, like a disconnect between men and women. But like Rob, I think definitely paid attention to that, and like he was like, I mean, women out there are just like they're mean and they're gonna be rude and try to bring you down, but like we did so much like team bonding, and I have never felt like so good about a team that I was on and like actually enjoyed being there like 24/7 than I did with those girls. And I think like a lot of that has to do with Coach Rob, and like he really tried to connect with us on a different level, always tried to like make sure every one of us had each other's backs, like no matter what. And so I think that was just like, wow.
Sounds like a really awesome coach.
Yeah, he was amazing, yes.
What do you feel like you've learned about yourself with the relationships with the coaches, friends? Like, what's something you feel like you really picked up about yourself?
That I'm really stubborn and I have a big attitude, but
strong-willed.
Yeah.
I remember you when I worked with you, strong-willed.
Yes, most definitely. Yeah, everyone has said that. I think when I like set my mind to something, it's like I will do it no matter what it takes. And I'm very strong-willed, strong opinions. Like I try to be the most respectful in any circumstance, but like I definitely have no issue with like standing up for myself and like doing what's right or what I think is best for myself.
It's not a bad quality to have.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it can really bite you in the butt, but yeah.
Okay. So going back to this last year, do you feel like your senior year kind of came by quickly or slowly?
Definitely went by so fast.
Yeah.
Like, it just felt like all the days. I mean, I don't know. It was like I get up, I went to school, went to work, and then it was like, wow, the day's over. And like, even though I had so little time actually in school, it just like I don't know. It was actually crazy. But I think a lot of people say that too. Like your junior year comes around and you're like, okay, got one more year left. And then it's like senior year hits and there's so much that you have to prepare for after high school and so many things that you need to get done and like deadlines that it's just seems like everything around you is just moving so fast and there's so many things that you need to do and accomplish or, whatnot. So it's definitely one of those years where you want it to go by slow because it's like the last of those memories and of, celebrating like getting older and being done and having all of those things accomplished. But it just completely blows by so quickly.
I'm wondering, so the graduation day, what were your emotions during graduation day?
So I have never been one to cry at any celebration. Like people, I don't even think I've cried for other seniors, like on a senior night or graduation. To me, I think those moments are so exciting where it's like, I don't know how you could cry about it. But I kept telling myself, I was like, oh, I'm going to cry. Like, I'm going to be like so excited to be done and miss it. Like, I'm going to cry. And then I got there and I was just like, almost like a nervous wreck, but I was so excited. And I was just like, this is like our last hour of us all being together. And then like, we're done. And then life happens and everyone's going to, go their own ways. So
Was there almost a feeling like, oh, this is the final countdown. This is it before we're done. We've been through all this journey together and now we're going our separate ways.
Mm-hmm. I wish that my class was closer than it was. So, a part of me felt like it almost felt like it was done before it really was. And it kind of just felt like one last like gathering, but we all had kind of already figured out our own thing. But I think it was good for like all of us to be together and it was exciting, but I think we were also just all like just tired and done. We were just like, I don't want to sit through graduation now. So
Well, you made it through.
yeah.
You made it through. You're going to college, Wazoo.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to be excited.
Mm-hmm. I'm so excited, like beyond excited, yes.
Is there anything that makes you a little nervous?
I feel like, I've gotten that question a lot, like with peers and like family friends is like, they ask if there's anything that makes me nervous, but I feel like I'm not a super nervous person. Like I don't let that kind of emotion get to me. I'm super extroverted and like always willing to try new things and like really just put myself out there. So I don't think that there's really anything like in the moment that makes me nervous, but I think that will really hit like once I'm there and like, all the thoughts are running through my mind. So
What do you think is going to be your biggest adjustment?
Oh, definitely like my time management and my schedule and how I plan my day out. I want to still continue to work in college. I've worked like all throughout high school, no doubt. Like that's what I knew I wanted to do in my free time. So I think really just trying to stay on top of things, and it's definitely a lot different than high school. So I want to be on top of my academics, like no matter what. So definitely like my study habits and my time management, I think is going to be like the biggest adjustment.
Now, I only got to work with you 1 year, your ninth grade year.
Mm-hmm.
If you could go back in time, what would you tell your ninth grade self?
I would say, I've always said this to other people and I've always like thought this to myself, but like, do not stress about what everyone else is thinking about you. Like, only you know what goes on in your life 24/7 or like what goes on in your head. So definitely, my ninth grade self thought that too. I just really, like, I thought that, but I wasn't really living like that. I wasn't like super confident in that. And I think throughout high school, I learned to be more confident, but that's definitely one of the things that I would like tell anyone, no matter what, is, don't worry about what everyone else is thinking and what everyone else is doing, because everyone's on their own timelines, and like things will fall into place where they need to. And just really just like keep being yourself, go try new things, like don't be afraid to meet new people and make new connections, because like it will really get you so far knowing so many people. So yeah.
Where do you hope to be in the next 5 years?
Well, I will be freshly out of college in the next 5 years. So definitely really dead set on like a career or what I want to do with the rest of my life. And hopefully like really settling down and like finding my people. And I definitely have this thought in my mind that my career will, like, I'll be traveling a lot. So I don't know, like settling down and really finding one location to live in is not my top priority, or is not really something that I've thought into a whole lot. But like, yeah, definitely settling down, knowing exactly what I want to do and like how that's going to help me in life.
What motivates you to keep moving forward with everything you've mentioned throughout high school up to this point? What motivates you to keep going?
My mom has had a super big impact on my life. Like, she's always been just a complete go-getter, and like she does not like show when things affect her. Like she always like does the most for everyone else, wants the best for everyone else, and she's definitely like shown that towards me. Like, she always wants the best for me no matter what, and will always support me in anything that I want to do. So I think, making her proud and accomplishing something that I'm really excited about and really happy about is really good. So, yeah.
Let's have some fun. This thing's going to be called word association. I'm going to give you maybe a word or two, and just tell me like the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember this, but if you remember it, I really, really didn't like pickles. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the word pickles?
Pickleball.
Pickleball, okay.
Paddle up. You got to play some pickleball. Get out there on the courts. Yeah. I have really like enjoyed playing pickleball, and with Jerome, one of our counselors as well, and with family, that's a big thing that we like to do a lot. Yeah, I think it's really fun.
Okay.
To do in the free time. Yep.
All right. How about sports?
Ooh, sports. Definitely softball. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. I've played my entire life. Obviously that is intertwined with my career, or what I'm going in to study, but that's definitely the first thing that comes to mind. A lot of memories in there.
Okay. Rap music.
Rap music? I don't listen to a lot of rap music. I don't know what I would associate with that.
No worries. Country music.
Morgan Wallen. Me and someone really close to me, we love Morgan Wallen, and we bond over it all the time.
Okay. Romantic movies.
I don't watch movies.
Even horror movies?
Ooh. I don't know. I mean, I guess this is in the horror category, but that new movie Obsession that just came out. Have you seen that yet?
No.
Oh,
is it good?
Gosh. It is pretty scary the first time you watch it. Yep.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, I know you told me to do a lot of sports, so this one I want to have a little fun with this. Body odor.
Oh, gosh. Some people stink. I mean, there's this thing called deodorant, and people need to use it. Yeah.
Okay.
I cannot. I will, like, freak out if I think that I smell bad, so. Yeah.
Hygiene's important, I'm going to guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, very important.
Okay. Pickup trucks.
Pickup trucks. My dad, my brother, my parents own an excavation business, and I just like really, I mean, I've worked in the business too, but recently started doing jobs with like PUD and my dad's business too. So yeah, and my brother's like a truck fanatic. He could, in cars too, he could literally tell you everything about a single car and the history back to when it first came out. Like it's crazy.
How about sports cars?
Sports cars. Dodge Challenger. It's like my dream car.
It's a good car.
It is a very good car.
Mm-hmm. Maybe a few more. How about MMA fighting?
That's all you.
Well, my last one was going to be WWE. What do you thought about WWE?
That's the same. That's all you. I don't know much about those categories.
All good. Well, hey, Rylee, it was really nice to catch up with you. Thank you so much for your time, and I mean, thank you for sharing your story. We're looking forward to the future. Who knows? We might do this in another several years to see where you're at.
I would love that. Yeah, thank you so much.
And that concludes this episode of Conversations with Mr. A. I've been wanting to do this episode for quite a while. Really missed my Chimacum student since I left. Rylee Jo Spainhower is actually the first Chimacum student I've had a chance to interview since season 1, so I was really excited to do it. What I really appreciate about Rylee is just sharing her vulnerability and just being honest. Thank you, Rylee, just for being honest and just sharing your perspectives. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We'll catch you next episode.